Hello everyone. I am Mitsuru Aoyama, President and CEO of GMO GlobalSign Holdings. Thank you very much for taking the time to join us today. I would now like to provide an overview of our financial results for the first quarter of the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2026. Thank you for your attention. To begin with, I will present an executive summary of the period. This will be followed by a report on GMO AI Connect, which joined our consolidated group in April. After that, I will explain the details of our Q1 financial results. Finally, I will discuss the current status of our focus services, specifically GMO Trust Login, GMO Sign, and other key products. First, let's look at the summary for the first quarter. In short, we are off to a very strong start this year. Driven by our focus services, our core businesses delivered strong revenue growth, resulting in sales and operating profit that significantly exceeded the same period last year. In particular, we see it as a major achievement that the services we have been focusing on are now making a solid contribution to our business performance. Regarding our business operations, cyber attacks are becoming increasingly serious. In this environment, specific industries related to social infrastructure, such as healthcare, manufacturing, and finance, are moving toward establishing their own rules and standards for system security. During this quarter, GMO Trust Login strategically released plans that quickly respond to these industry trends. This is not merely the addition of features. We believe it signifies that our services are entering domains where they are becoming more essential, as the importance of security grows throughout society. Furthermore, in April, we took a critically important step in our management strategy. Against the backdrop of robust AI demand, GMO AI Connect, whose core business is connecting AI with various business systems, joined our consolidated group. This has further strengthened our system for building the trust infrastructure that is indispensable for the AI era. The more AI spreads, the more we need trust mechanisms to prove who is authentic, which systems are reliable, and who gave approval. The strengths of our group are now entering a phase where they hold even greater value in the age of AI. Regarding the surge in AI demand, we believe that the more AI spreads, the higher our value increases. This is not just an expectation, it is a structural change. Currently, AI is used to improve efficiency and assist with research. However, AI will evolve further to execute various business tasks on behalf of people. For instance, AI will generate invoices, review contracts, and access internal systems to perform necessary processing. In such an era, it becomes vital to know if that AI has the correct authority, whose instructions it is following, and whether the executed tasks were officially approved. In other words, the importance of authentication, signatures, and audit trails will increase more than ever before. This represents a significant tailwind for us. We are entering an era where autonomous AI agents, AI that makes autonomous decisions and completes tasks, will become commonplace. Consequently, the value of software will no longer be judged solely by its ease of use for humans. The critical factors in corporate activities will be whether there is a reliable record of who did what and when, including AI, and whether those records are legally trustworthy. Such definitive audit trails will become critically important in corporate activities. Just as contracts and receipts serve as evidence for transactions, AI actions will require official records. And GMO GlobalSign Holdings is best positioned to provide those records with the highest level of reliability. As Japan's top-tier certificate authority, we already possess the foundation to publicly certify the identity of individuals and organizations. As the infrastructure for proving who is authentic in the AI era, we will capture AI demand and drive further growth. Moving on, I would like to provide more details about the addition of GMO AI Connect, formerly Strategit, to our consolidated group. To begin this section, we acquired the company's shares on April 30th, changed its name from the previous one to GMO AI Connect, and it officially became a member of our consolidated group. The company provides a platform that seamlessly connects disparate business systems within a company, including generative AI, SaaS, and systems running on internal servers. It is a company engaged in pioneering initiatives in Japan. It already has a track record of implementation with leading Japanese SaaS companies such as Lineworks, Money Forward, and Free. These achievements demonstrate the company's technical capabilities and practicality. Let me explain the background of why we welcome GMO AI Connect into our group at this time. The environment surrounding generative AI is reaching a major turning point. Previously, AI was mainly positioned as a tool for answering questions. However, it is now evolving into AI agents that autonomously execute business tasks. The nature of AI utilization in companies is undergoing a fundamental shift. On the other hand, as Model Context Protocol, MCP, the emerging standard for connecting AI with enterprise systems, becomes more widely adopted, ensuring secure and governed integration between internal systems and AI has become a key challenge for enterprise AI adoption. Joint AI Flow by GMO, provided by GMO AI Connect, is the solution to these challenges. This service is an AI connection infrastructure for enterprises that combines API connectors for 116 types of business systems with MCP. It enables companies to safely connect and centrally manage major AI such as ChatGPT and Claude with internal business software through a no-code approach. With this integration, we are completing a more robust trust infrastructure for the AI era. First, we manage and control authority through GMO Trust Login. Next, we safely connect AI and internal systems through Joint AI Flow. And finally, we provide legally binding validation for the results of AI actions through GMO Sign and GlobalSign. This three-layer structure of control, connection, and finalization is something only our group can achieve. Financially, we will proceed with cross-selling to existing group customers to further expand ARR. For GMO AI Connect, we will accelerate business growth with a view to achieving monthly profitability by 2027 or 2028. At this point, I will describe the next generation environment where AI agents can safely perform business tasks within a company. 3 steps are necessary for AI agents to operate autonomously and safely: control, connection, and finalization. The first step is control or governance. We centrally record and control which AI operated what system and under whose instructions. We envision these operation logs to be rigorous enough to be used directly as audit trails for JSOX compliance. The second step is the connection infrastructure that links AI with corporate data. We consolidate connections to various systems within a company into a single platform. It is fully compatible with MCP and already supports 116 systems, making it possible to have AI execute tasks such as issuing an invoice when instructed. The third step is the finalization of the tasks performed by AI. We grant legal force to tasks executed by AI through GlobalSign electronic signatures. As an accredited certificate authority, we will provide legally binding validation for AI decisions and approvals. Providing everything consistently, from identity and access management (IAM) at the entry point to actual connection and final legal assurance, will be a major strength of GMO GlobalSign Holdings in the future. Next, we will move on to the overview of our financial results for the first quarter. Please refer to the financial highlights for the first quarter. Both sales and operating profit significantly exceeded the same period last year. In particular, we achieved a substantial increase in operating profit of over 50% YoY. This is the result of steady growth in the digital certificate and e-signature segment, combined with the successful build-up of recurring revenue from CloudCREW by GMO. We believe we are achieving sustainable and recurring growth. Turning to the specific figures, our consolidated results for the first quarter show sales of 5,566 million yen and operating profit of 430 million yen. Both grew significantly compared to the same period last year, and the achievement rate against our full-year forecast is also progressing well. We believe we have made a very strong start toward reaching our annual targets. Looking at the quarterly sales trends, all business segments achieved an increase of more than 10% compared to the same period last year. Overall, we saw a 13.4% increase year over year. Growth is not limited to a specific business. Rather, our digital certificate and e-signature, cloud infrastructure, and DX segments are all growing in a balanced manner. This reflects the stability of our business portfolio. I will now explain the status of each segment, starting with the digital certificate and e-signature segment. This is our core business. In this department, sales of our focus services, GMO Sign and GMO Trust Login, grew steadily. Additionally, SSL server certificates, which encrypt communications for websites, expanded robustly on a global scale. As a result, sales for this segment reached 3,469 million yen, up 10.6% year over year. As for the cloud infrastructure segment, sales for this quarter reached 1,988 million yen, a 17.4% increase YoY. Regarding the full-year profit plan for this department, we expect to break even. From the second quarter onward, we expect an impact from strategic temporary profit decreases due to the consolidation of some services. This is a planned response aimed at cost reduction and improving organizational efficiency. While there will be a temporary impact in the short term, our policy is to lead this toward profit improvement over the medium to long term. Regarding the digital transformation (DX) segment, which supports the digitalization of companies and government agencies, sales for this quarter reached 253 million yen, up 19.2% YOY. In addition to the steady growth of CloudCREW AI by GMO, we also benefited from our GMO Digital Pay service, which digitalizes paper gift certificates, being selected as a target for government subsidies aimed at mitigating rising prices. As a result, we successfully secured robust orders. Within the major trend of government digitalization, certain growth opportunities are expanding for our DX segment. Consequently, consolidated operating profit for the first quarter reached 430 million yen, an increase of 50.8% YOY. In addition to sales growth, the results of our structural reforms, such as optimizing overseas development centers and personnel allocation, are clearly reflected in the improved operating margin. Not only are we increasing sales, but our capacity to generate profit is also rising. This is a key point in our Q1 financial results. Proceeding to the next topic, I will provide a detailed explanation of the 4 services we are currently focusing on. To begin, let's discuss the digital certificate business, which provides SSL server certificates. A key trend in the industry for SSL certificates is the shortening of certificate validity periods. Shortened validity means that companies must perform certificate renewal tasks more frequently. Therefore, how to streamline and automate certificate management has become extremely important. To address this challenge, we launched TLS Connect by GMO, a service for small and medium-sized enterprises that centrally manages everything from certificate issuance to renewal automatically. We have started providing this at 10 global locations, including North America and Europe. Platforms that reduce the operational burden of certificates will become increasingly vital. We will capture these market changes and support the security operations of companies. Now I will discuss our login authentication enhancement service, GMO Trust Login. As mentioned earlier, unique rules and evaluation systems for system security are being formulated one after another. In response to these industry trends, GMO Trust Login launched a cybersecurity plan for medical institutions in March. This plan strengthens login management for hospitals and other medical facilities. Additionally, in April, we launched a plan to support security management for supply chains. In the future, companies will be required to manage security not just for themselves but for their partners as well. We will quickly deploy solutions that meet these social demands, aiming to expand our market share and achieve sustainable growth. Let's examine the quarterly trends for sales and the number of paid IDs for GMO Trust Login. Sales for this quarter reached 161 million yen, a 26.6% increase YOY. Large-scale implementations and adoption by major social infrastructure companies via partners contributed to this growth. The importance of login authentication will continue to rise, and GMO Trust Login is strengthening its market presence. As a result, adoption by large corporations is expanding. In this quarter, our service was implemented by Baskin-Robbins, which operates 31 ice cream in Japan. In addition to industry-specific solutions, our SaaS management plan is serving as a differentiator against competitors. This plan allows companies to centrally manage multiple business software programs used by employees. Companies use various SaaS, and managing who uses which service, ensuring accounts for former employees are removed, and monitoring for unnecessary contracts is vital for both security and cost management. GMO Trust Login is evolving from a mere login tool into a SaaS governance platform for entire companies. Through this, we will further promote new customer acquisition and transitions from competing services. Regarding our electronic contract service, I will now discuss GMO Sign. In April, GMO Sign launched e-Seal, Electronic Official Seal, to prevent spoofing and falsification for companies and local governments. Unlike individual stamps or electronic signatures, an e-Seal is a mechanism that certifies this document was definitely issued by this organization. It is essentially an electronic stamp exclusively for corporations. By adding an e-Seal to certificates issued by local governments or invoices and notices issued by companies, the authenticity of the issuer can be proven. As background, the Ministry of Internal Affairs and Communications announced in March the start of applications for the Minister's certification system for e-Seals. We released our service immediately following this announcement. We were able to provide it so quickly because GlobalSign already has an extensive track record as an accredited issuer in the EU. The ability to quickly deploy a proven international track record into the Japanese market is a major strength of our group. Moving forward, we expect demand for e-seals to increase, especially in local governments. Since GMO Sign already has many local government customers, we will leverage that foundation to promote the spread of e-seals. We are currently preparing our application for the Minister's certification. Please look at the quarterly trends for sales and ARR, annual recurring revenue, for GMO Sign. Sales for this quarter reached 584 million yen, up 28.7% YOY. ARR also maintained growth of over 30%. Electronic contracts are services that continue to be used after implementation. Therefore, ARR growth signifies the expansion of a stable future revenue base. GMO Sign is progressing well in both sales growth and the accumulation of recurring revenue. The transaction volume in this quarter also increased significantly in proportion to sales. The effect of the fee plan revision is also appearing as an increase in unit price per customer. I particularly want to highlight the adoption rate among Japanese listed companies. As of the end of January, approximately 80% of listed companies were using our service. In just 2 months, this increased by 4 percentage points, and now approximately 84% of listed companies use GMO Sign. A service used by about 84% of listed companies represents a very strong market position and a robust foundation for future growth. Regarding implementations in local governments, we saw new adoptions from Hiroshima and Oita prefectures, among others, this quarter. As a result, the cumulative number of implementations in local governments reached 210. In local governments, needs for not just digitalization of contracts but also the reliability of public documents, proof of issuer, and prevention of falsification will continue to grow. We will support the digitalization of local governments by combining electronic contracts with our differentiating products, electronic official seals, and the newly released e-seal. Here is a list of companies that have implemented GMO Sign. We have listed only those contracted companies that have given us permission to be featured. Companies of various types and sizes, including financial institutions, real estate, manufacturing, and services, are using GMO Sign. We are being evaluated for our reliability and ease of use. We will continue to provide services that satisfy our customers and aim for further market expansion. Finally, I will explain the status of CloudCREW by GMO. Currently, we are receiving urgent needs from many customers using AWS who want to utilize accumulated data with AI and speed up the implementation of AI. AWS is a cloud service provided by Amazon that allows companies to use servers and data management infrastructure via the internet. However, many companies face major barriers to AI utilization, anxiety about security, and a lack of specialized personnel. They want to use AI but don't know how to do so safely, lack internal experts, or are concerned about data handling. To meet this market demand, we released the Amazon Quick Support service this quarter. This service allows companies to complete complex data analysis and business automation on a single platform just by speaking in natural language, even without specialized knowledge. By supporting companies that want to utilize AI from implementation to operation, we will further accelerate the growth of CloudCREW. Looking at the sales trend for CloudCREW, sales for this quarter reached 903 million yen, a 46.5% increase YOY. In addition to securing large-scale projects, our highly profitable managed services are performing very well. Managed services refers to taking over the entire management and operation of systems on behalf of the customer. For customers who want to implement the cloud but find it difficult to design or operate themselves, CloudCREW handles everything from implementation support and design construction to monitoring and operation. Demand here is very strong, and we expect steady growth in this area. Recruitment is also progressing well, and we intend to expand this business further. To summarize our Q1 2026 results, on the sales front, all departments achieved an increase. Led by the digital certificate and e-signature segment, total sales reached 5,566 million yen, up 13.4% YOY. Regarding operating profit, combined with the profitability of GMO Trust Login and GMO Sign and the results of structural reforms like optimizing development centers and personnel allocation, we reached 430 million yen, a 50.8% increase YOY. Sales for our focus services, GMO Trust Login and GMO Sign, both increased by nearly 30% YOY. This demonstrates that the services supporting our growth are steadily gaining strength. The first quarter has been a very positive start in terms of sales, profit, and the growth of our focus services. In closing, I would like to speak about the future we envision. Toward 2040, we aim to realize a society where trust is built into every connection. Between people, between companies, between AI and people, and between things and systems, everything in the future society will be connected digitally. In such a world, the most important questions will be, is the other party authentic? Is that information genuine? Was that action officially approved? In short, trust. We envision a society where people, companies, AI, and things can connect safely while automatically determining if the other party is authentic. A society where common digital IDs are established across borders and industries, allowing safe connections with anyone, anywhere. A society where AI and robots also support people as trusted entities. In this world, authentication and certification will blend into life and business so naturally that they are no longer even noticed. For companies, making trust visible will become the new standard for corporate value. Our vision is designing trust, connecting the world. To realize this vision, we will solve social issues through our technology and services and build a social infrastructure filled with trust. We aim to become the world's #1 trust infrastructure company.
We change experience with IT. GMO GlobalSign Holdings.
This concludes my explanation of the financial results for the first quarter of the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2026. We remain committed to our mission. We change experience with IT. We appreciate your continued support for GMO GlobalSign Holdings. Thank you very much for joining us today.